What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Bionano Genomics, ticker symbol BNGO. They have a massive catalyst coming up within the next 2 weeks that we definitely need to talk about. They also just finished up their AGBT event, so we're going to go over every piece of good news that has come out during that event. And there has been a lot of really good news and has kind of solidified Saphyr as the top player in the optical genome mapping market. We're also going to go over how Bionano Genomics is planning on getting their Saphyr system and tests reimbursable by insurance, which is going to massively increase their revenue in the future. So before we get into all of that information, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So if we look at the chart of Bionano Genomics, we can see that on Friday, the stock went up about 3.62%, but then after hours, we saw Bionano Genomics go up about 7.5%. Now, this was really big. At one point during the day, I saw Bionano Genomics pretty deep in the red, and then I checked back, and there was just a sea of green candles on Bionano Genomics that really pushed the stock going higher. So we're going to go over everything that the market is expecting out of Bionano Genomics in the future. So coming over here, we can see that March 9th, which is going to be next Tuesday, is the projected and estimated date that Bionano Genomics is going to be reporting their fourth quarter earnings. So this is going to be a very big deal. We are going to see some revenue numbers, and the most important thing, in my opinion, are the forward-looking statements and guidance coming out of the CEO's mouth of Bionano Genomics. So now if we move over here, we can see that investors are always looking for stocks that are poised to beat at earnings season, and Bionano Genomics may be such one company. The firm has earnings coming up pretty soon, and events are shaping up quite nicely for their report. We're going to go over some of the different key aspects and some of the news that has come out about Bionano Genomics earnings a little bit later in this video, but let's continue on with this article. That is because Bionano Genomics is seeing favorable earnings estimate revision activity as of late, which is generally a precursor to an earnings beat. After all, analysts raising estimates right before earnings with the most up-to-date information possible is a pretty good indicator of some favorable trends underneath the surface of BNGO in this report. Coming down a bit further, we can see, in fact, the most accurate estimate for the current quarter is currently at a loss of 5 cents per share for Bionano Genomics, compared to a broader Zacks consensus estimate of a loss of 6 cents per share. This suggests that analysts have recently bumped up their estimates for Bionano Genomics, giving the stock a Zacks earning ESP of plus 9% heading into earnings season. Now, if we come over here, we can actually see that Bionano Genomics has actually increased their revenue by a significant amount. So we can take a look 2020 at a glance, and if you come down here, we can see that the revenue for quarter 3 was about 2.2 million, and we can see that the projected and the preliminary estimates for the fourth quarter of 2020 is going to be between 3.6, I think it is, or $3.8 million to $4.2 million. That is almost a double in their revenue over the last 2 quarters, which is a very good sign. We can see that they had a lot of different events. The Pandemic Consortium, Saphyr Throughput, Bionano Genomics has been doing a lot, and their earnings could really reflect that. Now, moving on, if we come over here, we can see that Bionano's customer Praxis Genomics receives DEXZ codes from Palmetto for their whole genome analysis LDT on Saphyr. So let's take a look at exactly what this means. So Bionano Genomics announced today that Praxis Genomics received DEXZ codes from Palmetto for its entire testing menu of laboratory-developed tests based on Saphyr. The DEXZ code modifier is a unique 5-character alphanumeric code associated with certain molecular diagnostic tests and is typically used by certain payers as an adjunct to non-specific CPT codes when no specific CPT code applies. The code submitted on a claim along with a particular CPT code provides greater clarity to help payers and physicians understand which test is being ordered, performed, and billed. The process removes the need for the provider to submit large amounts of additional information with every claim and can expedite claim payment. So this is going to make this process of performing these tests from start to finish in every way possible more efficient. The assignment of DEXZ codes to Praxis's menu of saphyr-based LDTs is potentially a major step forward in the coding and eventual coverage of Bionano's saphyr-based tests. So this could lead to reimbursement, which would be a very big deal. Coming down here, the Z codes allow for a path for Medicare coverage and private insurance reimbursement for optical genome mapping with saphyr of patients with suspected genetic disease. This is massive. If you suspect that you have some sort of underlying genetic disease or a cancer, you can actually go and get these tests, and they are possibly going to be covered by insurance. As we've seen with Bionano Genomics, time and time again, these tests are more accurate than anything else on the market today and can detect things that no other thing can. They are also providing a very fast compute time and are reducing the time to actually get this data analyzed through the Microsoft Azure platform. Now, if we switch back into earnings mode slightly, the market makers in the option chain is telling us a lot about the expected move on Bionano Genomics option chain and the underlying stock for the coming week. So coming over here, we can see that implied volatility is surging for Bionano Genomics options. So essentially what this means is that there is a higher expected move in the underlying stock, and you can kind of deduce this from the option chain pricing. So when you think about it, if an option contract is more expensive, it means that the market makers think that there is a higher likelihood that the stock could go through the break even of that strike by the time it expires, which means that the price for that specific option would be higher. So this is happening on both sides, and when we see the implied volatility shoot up, it means that the market makers are expecting a very large move in either direction in the underlying stock. So coming down here, we can see that investors in Bionano Genomics need to pay close attention to the stock based on moves in the options market lately. That is because the April 16th, 2021 $20 strike call had some of the highest implied volatility of all equity options today. So let's actually take a look at this contract. So we are going to be looking at the April 16th, 2021, and this is the $20 strike. So this contract is priced at about 20 cents, and the implied volatility is 187%. Now we do see the $23 strike has a higher implied volatility, but the open interest on this contract is pretty high, but it's nothing absolutely insane. So these individuals most likely have some sort of scanner coming out that says this $20 strike has a super high implied volatility, and if we go across the chain, we can see that the implied volatility is very high in every single strike. So the market makers are pricing in a very significant move in the underlying stock of Bionano Genomics coming through the earnings and the next couple of weeks after. Now, Bionano Genomics had a very significant event last week, and this was the AGBT event. Now, they were very active on Twitter, giving us updates as they came out, and these updates were big. It's not like they were just coming out and tweeting random things about genomics. These were concrete data that were released, and we definitely need to take a look at some of them. So coming over here, we can see that David Gentin from Curie Institute, Paris, presented his study with optical genome mapping of uveal melanoma. He identified different types of structural variants that created several gene fusions believed to define this tumor type and that were missed by WGS and other molecular methods. So this is saying right here that optical genome mapping with saphyr was able to detect this and a different method was not. Very bullish for Bionano Genomics. Coming down a little bit further, we can see that this doctor at the Institute of Hematology presented results where saphyr identified 10 fusion genes, including one never before identified fusion. Of the 10 identified by optical genome mapping, 4 of them were missed by PCR and 5 missed by karyotyping. This is big news. It's just showing time and time again how successful and efficient Bionano Genomics is at identifying these different variants. One of the most interesting things that I found throughout this Twitter feed deals with the speed that Bionano Genomics Saphyr product is able to complete these studies. So if we come down a little bit further, this was a little bit deeper in their Twitter feed. So we can see that right here in another patient, Saphyr identified this balanced translocation. She pointed out that her own PhD project consisted of the fine mapping of a balanced translocation such as this one, and this took her 3 years to complete and analyze. Saphyr could have performed her entire PhD research in just a few days. This is unbelievable, and if we can get the Saphyr product into as many researchers' hands and clinicians' hands as possible, this is definitely going to benefit the lives of people around the world in a very massive way, because Bionano Genomics is able to detect these different diseases earlier and enable the researchers, clinicians, and doctors to come up with better treatment options to give their patients better health outcomes. Now, moving back over to the chart of Bionano Genomics, we have seen a very significant sell-off over the past 2 weeks. We've seen this happen a lot with the hyper-growth stocks that we have been discussing on this channel, and I've gone over a couple of the reasons why all of these sell-offs are happening and when I think these are going to end. So I really think that if you like and have confidence in Bionano Genomics as a company for the long term, this dip is an absolute gift to you. I never thought that we were going to see Bionano Genomics below the $10 price point again, and I think anywhere under $9 is a massive buy. So Bionano Genomics does have earnings coming out in the next couple of days. Now that is the projected and estimated date, so Bionano Genomics still does have to confirm when they are going to be releasing their earnings. So we could see that happen this week, next week, or the week after, in my opinion. But the most likely option is going to be this week or next week. So if you are bullish on Bionano Genomics for the future and the field of optical genome mapping, these dips to buy are just absolute gifts. Now, nothing I say in these videos is financial advice. These are for educational and entertainment purposes only, and I am not a financial advisor. You can do what you would like with your money based on your own due diligence, but in my opinion, this dip in Bionano Genomics is a great one to buy. So that is going to be it for this update on Bionano Genomics. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.